Hello, my lovely friends. If you're over 70 or know someone who is, then you know that time is precious. As we get older, we start to see things a little more clearly. The things that once felt so important don't hold the same weight. Today, I'm going to share 12 things that you're probably wasting time on that really don't matter after 70. So grab a cup of tea and let's talk about how to focus on what truly brings us joy. Worrying about what others think when we're young. We often feel this intense pressure to live up to other people's expectations, whether it's our parents, friends, or society. But after 70, I've realized that worrying about what others think is just a waste of precious time. As we age, we begin to understand that we can't please everyone, and that's perfectly okay. We've lived long enough to know that most people are too busy thinking about their own lives to focus on ours. What matters now is how we feel about ourselves. Your worth is not defined by someone else's opinion of you. If you're making choices that align with your values and what makes you happy, then you're on the right track. There's a certain freedom that comes with not seeking constant approval, and that's one of the best gifts that time gives us. The energy you used to spend worrying about others' judgments could be better spent on things that truly bring you joy. Whether that's pursuing a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or just relaxing. Remember, the people who matter most are the ones who accept and love you for who you truly are. It's time to stop stressing over other people's thoughts and focus on living authentically. Trying to be perfection is something we've all chased at one point or another. But as we age, we start to realize that it's an illusion, a never-ending pursuit that ultimately drains our energy. Perfection doesn't exist. We may have spent years trying to live up to an ideal version of ourselves, but after 70, I've learned to embrace the beauty of being real. There's something incredibly freeing about accepting our flaws and imperfections. At this point in life, perfection no longer holds the same weight. Instead of stressing over every little detail, we can focus on enjoying life as it is, imperfections and all. Whether it's the messy house, the wrinkles on our face, or the slight missteps in our plans, it's all part of what makes us uniquely us. Perfectionism can often keep us from enjoying the moments that truly matter. We become so focused on getting everything just right that we miss out on the simple joys of life. Once we stop striving for perfection, we open ourselves up to more happiness and contentment. Embrace who you are in this moment with all your wonderful quirks and experiences. Life becomes richer when you stop worrying about getting everything perfect and just start living. Overthinking. Holding onto grudges takes up space in our hearts and minds that could be used for more meaningful things, yet so many of us continue to hold on to past hurt. I've learned over the years that resentment only poisons our well-being. It's exhausting to stay angry, and it doesn't serve us in any way. The person we're holding the grudge against probably doesn't even realize how much energy we're wasting while we carry around that burden. When we hold on to past wrongs, we're not letting ourselves heal. We're tying ourselves to the pain instead of freeing ourselves from it. After 70, I've realized that life is too short to stay angry, especially over things that we can't change. People make mistakes, and so do we. Holding a grudge doesn't change the past. It only steals our peace in the present. Forgiveness isn't about excusing the wrongdoer. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of that negativity. When you forgive, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Letting go of those grudges brings emotional freedom, and it creates space for more love, joy, and peace to enter your life. Trust me, letting go feels so much lighter than holding on. 4. Keeping up with trends. It's so easy to get swept up in the latest trends, whether it's in fashion, technology, or even ways of thinking. But as we get older, we start to realize that trends come and go. What's in style one year can be completely out the next, and spending all that time trying to stay on top of every new thing is a waste. After 70, we've lived long enough to know that what truly matters is quality, comfort, and things that stand the test of time. Instead of chasing after the latest must-have or the hottest fad, we can focus on what brings us lasting happiness. If you've spent your life collecting beautiful pieces or wearing clothes that make you feel good, that's more than enough. There's no need to keep up with the Joneses when you already know what makes you feel confident and comfortable. Trends can be fun, but they shouldn't dictate how we spend our time, money, or energy. Life after 70 is about simplifying and enjoying the things that are meaningful, not the things that come with an expiration date. It's time to embrace the classics, the things that last, and the choices that make us feel good, not just look good for a fleeting moment. Overthinking. Every decision, overthinking can be a real thief of time, and as we get older, we realize that it often leads nowhere. We've all been there, spending far too much time worrying about making the perfect decision. But after 70, we start to understand that no decision is ever truly perfect. What's more important is making a choice, moving forward, and adjusting along the way. We spend so much mental energy imagining all the possible outcomes, the what-ifs, and the potential mistakes. But in reality, it's rarely as complicated as we make it. Life is full of surprises, and sometimes it's better to take action rather than get stuck in the endless loop of indecision. After all, there's no such thing as a completely risk-free choice. The best thing we can do is trust our instincts, make the decision, and move on. When we stop overthinking, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and can focus on what really matters. Plus, it's much easier to course-correct along the way than to stay stuck wondering about the perfect path. Let yourself make mistakes, learn from them, and enjoy the journey. Comparing yourself to others. This is a big one. Comparing ourselves to others is a habit we all fall into. But after 70, we begin to see how truly pointless it is. We've spent so much of our lives measuring ourselves against others, whether it's in terms of success, appearance, or achievements. But the truth is everyone's journey is completely different. There is no one-size-fits-all, and comparing your chapter 30 to someone else's chapter 50 is never a fair comparison. Once you hit 70, you start to realize that your path, with all its twists and turns, is uniquely yours. Every moment, every experience, and every challenge you've faced has shaped you into who you are today. So why waste time measuring your life against someone else's? Instead, start celebrating your own milestones, however big or small they may seem. We can also remind ourselves that most people only show their highlight reel, especially on social media. It's easy to feel inadequate. You're behind the scenes to someone else's curated moments. But the reality is, no one has it all figured out. Embrace your own story, honor your own accomplishments, and appreciate how far you've come. Your life, your achievements, and your happiness are more than enough. 7. Holding on to things you don't need. Over the years, we accumulate so many things: keepsakes, souvenirs, clothes, gadgets, and even old documents. But after 70, you start to realize that much of what we hold on to no longer serves us. It's easy to justify keeping things just in case or because they carry sentimental value, but as time goes on, we begin to see the joy in letting go. Holding on to things that no longer serve us is like holding on to emotional baggage. It weighs us down, takes up space, and keeps us stuck in the past. By letting go of items that no longer have a purpose in our lives, we create more room for what truly matters. Whether it's a closet full of clothes we never wear, an attic filled with forgotten treasures, or old furniture that's seen better days, it's time to simplify. The same goes for mental clutter. Holding on to old grudges, outdated beliefs, or fears about the future only adds unnecessary weight to our hearts and minds. Life after 70 should be about decluttering, simplifying, and making room for the things that bring us joy. Let go of the things that no longer add value, and you'll find that life feels much lighter. Trust me, you'll be surprised at how freeing it can feel to release the unnecessary. Being afraid to ask for help as we get older. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we need to handle everything on our own. Maybe it's pride or the desire to remain independent. But after 70, you realize that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. We don't have to do everything ourselves, and there's no shame in seeking support when we need it. Whether it's asking a family member for assistance with a task, hiring someone to help around the house, or even reaching out to a professional for advice, asking for help doesn't diminish our strength. It enhances it. Life is meant to be shared, and there's no need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders alone. Plus, when we ask for help, we allow others to feel valued and connected. It's a two-way street. Don't be afraid to lean on those who care about you. It could be as simple as asking for a ride, or getting assistance with tech issues, or sharing emotional support. We all need help sometimes, and there's no shame in accepting it. Embrace the freedom that comes with asking for help and allow others to be there for you. Trying to please everyone. Trying to please everyone is a fruitless pursuit. When we're younger, we might think it's important to keep everyone happy. But after 70, we start to understand that it's simply not possible. The more you try to accommodate everyone's needs and desires, the more you lose sight of your own. It's exhausting and ultimately unsatisfying. Not everyone will agree with every choice you make, and that's okay. What matters most is that you are true to yourself. Over the years, I've learned that my happiness is not dependent on other people's approval. It's about doing what feels right for me, what aligns with my values, and what brings me peace. If someone is upset because of a decision I've made, that's not my burden to carry. I can't control how others feel, but I can control how I feel about my decisions. So stop wasting time trying to be everything to everyone. It's okay to say no and to prioritize your own well-being. You've earned the right to live for yourself without constantly seeking approval. Focus on what makes you happy, and you'll attract the people who truly appreciate you for who you are. 10. Overscheduling. Your life as we age, we tend to appreciate the value of time more, and that often means we realize just how much we waste by overscheduling ourselves. I've been there, filling every day with meetings, errands, and commitments, thinking I had to be everywhere and do everything. But after 70, you start to realize that life doesn't need to be crammed with constant activity. There's great joy in slowing down, taking your time, and savoring the moments. It's important to allow for breathing room in your day. Give yourself the gift of time, whether it's for a quiet cup of tea, a stroll in the garden, or simply enjoying a book without the pressure of the next appointment. Overscheduling doesn't necessarily make us more productive. In fact, it can lead to burnout, stress, and a lack of enjoyment. At this stage in life, it's okay to say no to things that don't align with your priorities or passions. Learn to embrace the moments of rest and quiet. Life is meant to be enjoyed, not rushed. Take it easy and don't feel pressured to fill every minute. The most meaningful moments often come from unplanned, unhurried time. Holding on to old stories of who you are. As we get older, it's easy to fall into the trap of identifying too strongly with past experiences or labels. We tell ourselves the stories of who we were, the career we had, the mistakes we made, or the things we didn't achieve. But after 70, I've learned that these old stories don't define who we are now. We don't need to carry the weight of our past mistakes, regrets, or even our former accomplishments. The past is just that, the past. It's time to let go of those outdated labels and stories. The person you are now is not the same as you were 20, 30, or even 40 years ago. You've grown, you've changed, and you've learned so much. It's easy to become stuck in an old identity, especially if we've had a major life event, like retirement or losing a loved one. But you are allowed to reinvent yourself. You are allowed to be whoever you want to be in this moment. This is the time in life to embrace a new narrative, to let go of limiting beliefs, and to open yourself up to new possibilities. Don't let your past define your future. You are more than your old stories, and you have the power to rewrite the script anytime you choose. Khan. Fearing change is a constant in life, and after 70, I've come to embrace it rather than fear it. For many of us, change can feel unsettling, whether it's changes in our health, family dynamics, or even the world around us. But resisting change can keep us stuck in the past, preventing us from enjoying the present and looking forward to the future. Life after 70 brings its own set of changes, and we can either resist them or make peace with them. Change is often seen as something negative, but it can also bring about growth, new experiences, and opportunities. Whether it's trying a new hobby, meeting new people, or adapting to new technology, change doesn't have to be something to fear. It can be something to embrace. When we welcome change, we open ourselves up to new experiences, and that keeps life exciting and meaningful. I've learned that change is a part of life, and fighting it only makes things harder. So instead of fearing the unknown, I choose to look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow. After all, there's no better time than now to embrace life's changes with open arms. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these insights have given you some food for thought and maybe even inspired you to let go of a few things that no longer serve you. Remember, after 70, life's about living authentically, simplifying where you can, and embracing the beauty of this wonderful stage. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more wisdom, tips, and advice. I share content every week that I hope will empower and inspire you to live your best life, no matter your age. Also, if you'd like even more tips on living a fulfilling, joyful life in your 70s and beyond, be sure to sign up for my newsletter. It's packed with exclusive content, stories, and insights that you won't find anywhere else. Just click the link in the description below to join. Until next time, take care, embrace your journey, and remember, you're never too old to start something new.